Hey everyone, Jay Soloff from Investors Alley. This is our trade of the week. And what a week it has been. Crazy week. Markets sold off. Stock index, major stock indexes down 12%, give or take. Fears of the coronavirus are the catalyst. There still could be a lot more pain to come, or perhaps we get some stimulus over the weekend and things go back up. Hard to say right now. Certainly expecting a lot of volatility in at least the week ahead, possibly more. As you can imagine, that has also provided quite a bit of action in the options market. So I'm looking at Market Chameleon's unusual options page. And as you can imagine, again, a lot of the big names here, particularly the ETFs, traded just a massive amount of options. The one I want to talk about here is VXX. That is the S&P 500 VIX Short-term Futures ETN. So it covers the first couple futures of the VIX futures curve. So the volatility index. This is a way to trade, essentially trade long volatility by buying it, by selling it. You're going short volatility. So quite a bit of action, over 1 million options traded. Fairly mixed. Calls would mean people, generally speaking, if they're buying calls, they'd expect more volatility or protecting against it. Puts would be the opposite. So fairly mixed considering how crazy of a week it was. Imagine that there's a lot of positioning going on. If we look at trades, I think you'll see not only just a lot of action in general, but probably a lot of two-sided action as people are getting in and out of positions and either closing winners or losers or rolling out trades or preparing for more downside. So yeah, you can see a lot of big trades, pretty equally distributed between calls and puts. A lot of both buying and selling. So quite a bit of action. Rather than look at a lot of the stuff looks like pretty complicated trades, multiple leg trades. Rather than look at any individual trade, let's take a look at what you could do if you wanted to protect yourself by buying VXX, by buying volatility. You could see it actually ended up. This is obviously the last week here. You can obviously see a huge jump as the market sold off, and today it did slow down. At the very end of the day, the markets kind of rallied a little bit, but it shouldn't change much. You would expect volatility to stay pretty high for the time being, while the markets sort of sort through this issue and what maybe the longer term effects are going to be. But if you want to grab some protection, we can look at the option chain. Now the calls are going to be expensive because they are being used as a hedge, but maybe you could do something like we're looking at the March expiration. So this is about 3 weeks out. If you use a call spread, so buying one and selling a higher one, you could reduce the cost and maybe make it more affordable. So if we're looking at, let's say, VXX is at 23. So let's say we look at the 24 call on itself by itself is over $2, pretty expensive. But let's say we sell, let's say, the 30 call against it, or let's do a $5 one, let's say the 29. So if we were to buy a vertical, so buying a vertical call spread is also known as a bull call spread, where you make money if it goes higher, past the initial strike up to whatever strike we're selling at. That's our cap. So if we say the 24.29, that reduces it from over $2 to a little over $1, making it quite a bit more affordable. So this would be a decent 3-week. So if let's say you just do a few of these, then you're not breaking the bank. If the market does keep going down, you're protected for quite a bit. If let's say you spend $1 on it, it means you can make 400 if it keeps going up and blows through that 29 strike. So not a bad payout, and also provides some protection for about 3 weeks. So this sort of thing you can do in your own account if you need to hedge yourself and you don't want to break the bank. Of course, I talk about all this sort of thing in my services, my entry-level service. You can Find the link on this page is Option Floor Trader Pro. It's only $49 a year if you want to get in and learn more about options and possibly how to protect yourself or make money in a crazy environment like what we've been seeing.